And today our topic is about the core concepts again about anicca dukkha anatta, but we are going to dig deeper this time. We are going to learn more about Paṭicca Samuppāda and also Udayavaya Ñāna. So there are a few questions that have been posted in the WhatsApp group as well. So we'll be answering those questions as well. And before starting this session, since today's discussion is very important, let us remind ourselves about all the meritorious deeds that we have done throughout this sansara, maybe in this life. Maybe some of you have contributed to the construction of relic chamber complex. Some of you have conducted alms givings for bhikkhu sanghas, and many others would have done various kinds of things respecting Supreme Buddhas, worshipping Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and various kind of meritorious deeds that have been done during this lifetime and also in the previous lifetimes. So think of all of them, and let us remind those meritorious deeds before starting this session, and all the meritorious power that has been generated because of those actions, because of those meritorious deeds, may agglomerate together, creating the perfect environment for us to understand Supreme Dhamma. May everyone's minds be concentrated and everyone's focus may undivided attention may get created, and may everyone be able to understand the Supreme Dhamma, attaining supreme phalas or attaining the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Accept this blessing with the sadhukara.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
And also, let us remind ourselves that during this sansaric journey, we might have done various unethical deeds, unwholesome acts towards the triple gems and also other sentient beings. So let us acknowledge our faults. Let us determine ourselves that we are not going to do those wrong, unwholesome, unethical things again. And with that intention, let us seek forgiveness in front of Supreme Buddhas. And when we are referring to forgiveness, we are referring to seeing of our faults and determining that we are not going to do those kinds of things again. And let us seek forgiveness for all the Arya Upavada that we might have done, for the bad things or negative things that might have done towards Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So with that intention, let's recite sadhu 3 times.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
So today's discussion is again on anicca, and this might be an important discussion because we'll be discussing about the Udayavaya nature of anicca, which is actually why anicca was discovered in the first place, because of Udayavaya. And Udayavaya, when put it into a single word, it's anicca. So I'll be screen sharing, and let's see. So So we have to know what Supreme Buddha did when he attained Arihat state, or the enlightenment. So what he went through is the Paṭicca Samuppāda again. So if I write the Paṭicca Samuppāda, avijja, sankhara, Ramaran. So what he wanted to know is the cause for Jara Maran. Because if you know about the history, Supreme the Mahabodhisattva, when he was the Prince Siddhartha, he went looking. He went to this playground, or he went out with his driver Channa, and in these journeys, he saw a person who is ill, a person a dead body of a person, and also a very old, fragile person, and at the end, a monk. So these were the four things that he saw. So then only he realized that these getting old, getting various kinds of illnesses and diseases, and also dying at the end of this life is inevitable in everybody's lives. So after understanding that, he wanted to know a solution, a permanent solution, to get rid of those problems that are there in this worldly survival. So surviving or life has these shortcomings, and he wanted a solution for these shortcomings. That is what he was looking for, and a permanent end for the suffering. So he looked for the cause for Jara Marana, and he found that the cause is jati. Without a jati, without being born, you would not be subjected to Jara Marana. So what is the reason for jati? And that was bhava. And it goes upwards until sankhara. And at the end, he understood that avijja paccaya sankhara. So sankhara done with the shape of avidya is the reason for jati and jara marana soka parideva dukkha domana supayasa sambhavanti. So we discussed that avidya is like clay, sankhara is the act of making something out of clay, and what is created is vijnana, or the clay pot which is created at the end of that act is vijnana. So avidya cannot work alone. It has to hide somewhere. It hides under sankhara or vijnana, nama rupa, salayatana, passa, vedana, tanha, upadana, bhava, jati. Avidya acts on all these occasions. So we are very, it is very hard to isolate the avidya, because let's say 100 people are there in front of you, and it is your enemy is in between them, among them. So Your enemy is among 100 others, and you want to kill this enemy, and you have the gun that you need. So you would be firing with the intention of killing that enemy, but you can't, because there are hundreds of people around you. So that's what happens when you don't isolate avidya. So you would not know how to get rid of avidya without eliminating sankhara, viññāna, nama, rupa, salāyatana, passa, vedana, and everything. So tanha goes anyway, but vedana, let's say some people eliminate the vedana, try to eliminate the vedana, not the avidya which hides behind it. So it comes in couples. It goes like avidya sankhara, avidya viññāna, avidya nama rupa, avidya salayatana, avidya passa. That is called sampassa. Avidya vedana, sampassaja vedana, avidya tanha, avidya upadana, avidya bhava, and avidya jati. So with these components that are there in the Paṭicca Samuppāda are accompanied by avidya. So avidya hides behind sankhara. So you think that you have to get rid of sankhara. Don't know what to do, because avidya hides behind sankhara, and if you are not wise enough to divide the two, or if you are not wise enough to see the difference and separate the two, you would not know how to get rid of avidya without getting rid of sankhara. So you would become asanya if you do that. And viññāna, if you do it in a wrong way, you would go for asanya, not nibbana. So viññāna, again, you would not know how to get rid of this viññāna, or how to get rid of avidya without eliminating viññāna. You don't find any other solution other than killing yourself or getting rid of this viññāna to attain nibbana. So if you are not able to divide these two, the avidya, the shape, it is a shape. Avidya is a shape. What is the shape? Nicca, sukha, atta, subha is the shape. So we have to identify one by one what is Nicca, sukha, atta, subha again, and try to understand what expectation does, how expectation creates problems, and how to act without the expectation, knowing that it is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and asubha. So this is what is Udaya. Now, Udaya is the creation. Now for the creation, there's this Paṭicca Samuppāda. So Udaya has 25 qualities. Again, avijja samudaya, rupa samudaya. So it goes for rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, and viññāna, everything. So 5 for each, 25 reasons for the emanation of these 5 aggregates. For rupa, there are 5. Avijja samudaya, rupa samudaya, tanha samudaya, rupa samudaya, kamma samudaya, rupa samudaya, nibbanti lakkanam, rupa samudaya, ahara samudaya, rupa samudaya. Those were the 5 things that creates the rupa. Now those are very technical. What I want to say with that is, it again explains the Paṭicca Samuppāda. See, there's this avidya samudaya, rupa samudaya. Then there's the tanha samudaya, rupa samudaya. Karma means sankhara. So there's the sankhara samudaya, rupa samudaya. Again, then there's the nibbanti lakkanam. Nibbanti lakkanam means the quality of the quality which or the ability to process or produce. Now, whole Paṭicca Samuppāda has that ability to produce something. So nibbati lakkana is production. So production, that is how a jati was emanated. So everything in that the reasons that created the rupa is actually there. in the Paṭicca Samuppāda. So again, there's another explanation which says that emanation of this Paṭicca Samuppāda is seen as Udaya, and Jara Marana of it is actually the elimination of it, or the Nirodha. So when the cause is not there, the rest of the causes results would not occur. So Nirodha of it would be the Vaya wisdom, Vaya Ñāna. Udaya Ñāna is the emanation. Vaya Ñāna is the, again, not, we can say it's the non-emanation. No, when the causes are not there, the results would not occur. So it goes like for Rupa, I would go for Rupa only. So when Avidya Nirodha Rupa Nirodha, Sankara Nirodha Rupa Nirodha, again Tanha Nirodha Rupa Nirodha, Ahara Nirodha Rupa Nirodha, and Viparinama Lakkanam Rupa Nirodha, because the original Rupa that was created, after that goes for Jara Marana, because it's not permanent, it ends up in Jara Marana and it deteriorates and dies. So when it goes down, if there's no Avidya, no Sankara, no Tanha, no Ahara, then it would die. Again, there would not be another Rupa that gets emanated, that get created, because the causes are not there. So again, Udayavaya Ñāna is Paṭicca Samuppāda. Now, the most important thing about Paṭicca Samuppāda is we have to know that Paṭicca Samuppāda has this avidya component. Now we have to separate this avidya. So an individual can have sankhara, an individual can have vijnana, an individual can have namarupa, salayatana, spasa, vedana, but he cannot have tanha, because avidya tanha goes together, and upadana. So these two would not be there. And bhava and jati again would be there. So that is why this Paṭicca Samuppāda is there, kusala mula. So you are able to do anything. You are able to do anything. Anything means without raga, dvesha, moha. With this Paṭicca Samuppāda. So not all sankharas are eliminated when avidya is eliminated. Not all vijnanas are eliminated when avidya is eliminated. Not all namarupas are eliminated. Not the shape of salayatana. Every shape of salayatana, or not if you go for salayatana, we have 6 organs. The organ systems are not affected. You have your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. They were not affected. Only the avidya salayatana gets eliminated. again, passa. Not all passa or all touches are eliminated. Avidya touches are eliminated. Only avidya vedanas are eliminated. But all tanha and all upadana are eliminated. Again, not all bhava are eliminated or all jati are eliminated. So there's this very interesting example, interesting case which was posted on our WhatsApp chat, and it says that when somebody, it says that you get thirsty, and when you get thirsty, you want to have um, a drink, preferably water, and the expectation right here, if I read the if I may read the text which was posted, it would be better. So I'll read it. I have a question. Today I felt thirsty while working during the day. I opened the refrigerator door, took out some cool water and drank it. Because my mouth was thirsty, I wanted cool water, so I looked for water with the expectation of quenching my thirst to be happy. So I opened the refrigerator door, found cool water and drank it. And because of the expectations and efforts of me, I finally felt a good feeling. Then this was the case which was posted. Now we'll go with this to Paṭicca Samuppadas and try to understand this, how this works. Now there was expectation. Now expectation, again we can say expectation is a part of avidya because it creates suffering. That's why. So what is nicha? Now first of all, we'll go through anicca, dukkha, anatta and asubha again. What is nicha and what is anicca? So we have discussed the story of this ball of fire which creates a ring of fire, right? So this is a ring of fire, and originally there's a ball, there's this orbit, and there's this ball which is rotated around a orbit which creates a ball of fire, but actually it's a ring of fire. Why do you see a ball of fire, a ring of fire? Because avidya works here, 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 at all the instances of the Paṭicca Samuppāda, and this is a cycle, right? So when this is a cycle, and avidya, let's say avidya is the ball of fire, right? So when you see 12, you know that when there's a clock, there are 12. There are 12 numbers around it. So these are the 12 components of Paṭicca Samuppāda. And since sankhara comes with avidya, it comes with a ball of fire. Since vijnana comes with avidya, it comes with a ball of fire. So likewise, every item in this cycle comes with a ball of fire. So you find a ball of fire at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 at all instances. Since the Paṭicca is a very fast acting process, it creates, when it is rotating in a very high speed, you see a ring of fire. So you feel like this sankhara, I created it because of my expectation. So that is your idea that you get. I created this sankhara out of expectation. If I wanted, I could have stopped it. I could have not done it. Would be your idea. Again, this vijnana. I created this vijnana because I wanted to. Because I wanted to create a vijnana. Because my expectation was to create a vijnana. If I wanted, I would have not done it. It goes on, the list goes on. So there's this, for Nama Rupa, there's another meaning, that is, Nama is the name, Rupa is the physical appearance of it. So for example, we can say Nama Rupa are objects which has a name and a physical shape. It can be physical or it can be a mental shape, whatever it is. It is Nama Rupa, again a Nama Rupa. It's a Nama and a Rupa. Rupa, again, Rupa Rupa, Saddha Rupa, Gandha Rupa, Rasa Rupa, Pottabha Rupa, Mano Rupa. All of those are Rupa. So, Vijnana, when you have, say, now let's go for that example the case we referred to. So, in that case, it says, now you want to go and have a sip of water from a cold bottle at the refrigerator. So that sankhara, the mind, first of all, you feel this uneasiness, you feel thirsty, and a mano sankhara is created, creating a vijnana. At the end, now this sankhara is created with avidya, right? So you have the expectation. You have the expectation that you are able to do anything if you have the expectation. It is nature. So you think, and there's this avidya embedded in the sankhara, and even though you don't know it, you feel like I was the one who did it according to my expectation. I could have, if I wanted to, I could have not done it. I could have not created that sankhara. That is your idea. So you feel that your sankhara is created out of expectation and not created with this wrong delusional idea. So we'll understand this bit later. This bit might be a little bit harder to understand, but the rest of it you would be able to understand. And when you understand the rest, you can apply the same idea to the first step as well. So sankhara was created. So because of sankhara only vijnana was created. But you feel, because there's this avidya vijnana, you feel that I created this vijnana or mindset. What is the mindset? Water drinking mindset, which is a vexatious mindset, because it was created out of avidya. Now you have to you have a vexatious mindset, which is water drinking mindset, and this mindset is created in a shape, in a way, with avidya, that you have given more value for what do you call, now avidya has value, right? So you have to remember, avidya always have value for something in this world. So you have given value to a bottle of cold water. So that is the value you have given. So this vijnana was created with the intention of acquiring that kind of a water bottle, a bottle of water. So avidya is there. So you have this idea. Now I created this vijnana because I wanted. If I wanted, I could have not done it. So that goes both ways. So you created this vijnana, that is your perception with avidya, because of avidya. So what is nama rupa again? Nama rupa is what gets embedded in this vijnana. So now you remember, now this is a different kind of a Paṭicca Samuppāda that you might not have heard from me before. So that's why I'm explaining. So here nama rupa again is this water bottle. So water bottle gets embedded. Now when you created a water drinking mindset, or a what drinking mindset for cool water, that finds cool water blissful, now that vexatious mindset is embedded, or getting filled with nama rupa, that can achieve this process. So the refrigerator comes and gets into your mind, that mindset. So suddenly you remember about the refrigerator. Now you think you are the one who is thinking and creating this mind, this nama rupa. So I could have stopped it if I wanted to, but I am creating this nama rupa in my mind. Would be your idea. So nama rupa again is this cool bottle of water. Now is coming to your mind. Now refrigerator is coming to your mind. Now you are thinking about these things because you have created this mindset already. So you if let's say you had this data before that you have a cold bottle of water at your refrigerator, that's why they are coming into your mind. Let's say you did not have that kind of a water bottle in your house at that time, then you would start remembering about the supermarket, or a place where cool water is being sold, or where you can get a bottle of cold water. Maybe if your friend is having one, you would remember about the friend. So all the nama rupa would be according to the vijnana. So you would be thinking about those vijnana, those nama rupa. So with the idea that I am the one who is thinking this through with my expectation, and I have 100% control over it. If I want to, I can stop it. If I don't want it, if I want it, I would have stopped it. If I don't want it, if I want it, I would have created it. If I don't want it, I would have stopped it. So that would be your idea. So again, salayatana in this context is called a helping organ. Now you use your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind to help this vijnana achieve what it wants. So you use your eye. Now what avidya makes you understand is, now you are using it because you want it. If you don't want it, then you'd have stopped it. Or you have the 100% control over what you are doing. Would be your idea that comes inside of you because of avidya, because avidya works at salayatana. So because of that, you think that I am the one who is doing this, I am the one who is controlling this. If I wanted to, I would have used my eyes, ears, nose, tongue, especially in this occasion, eyes and body. So you have to use your eyes to search for the refrigerator, and you have to use your legs and your arms to go there, move and grab the bottle. So you are using this body, you are using these 6 organs as ayatanas, or as helping centers to acquire what the vijnana want. So in the process, because avidya acts at that place, you think you are in perfect control, and if you want, you could have stopped it, and if you don't want, if you wanted, you because you want it, you are doing it. Or if you wanted to stop it, you would have stopped it. Would be your idea. So, and the pasa would, which is the now you are drinking the water. When you drink the water, you get this cool touch. Now the coolness is vedana, but water touching your mouth is pasa. Now at that point also, what you get in your mind is, I am the one. I am in perfect control of what touch I want to experience according to my expectation. I am if I make expectation, if my expectation is to stop this touch, then I could have done it. If my expectation is to go on with it, then I could have done that all as well. So avidya acts at phassa as well, and so it becomes sampassa. Again, the vedana. So I am because I wanted to experience this vedana only, I am experiencing it. And not be if I wanted to stop it, I would have stopped it. If I want to continue it, I can continue it. It's in perfect control of myself. And this is how this is how um, the body and mind works for me, would be your avidya vedana. This applies at the level of vedana as well. So and again, you go for tanha. Now you get attached to that vedana because it's a sampasaja vedana, because it's so valuable. You found it so valuable because it was created out of avidya. So we said that now all this process was started because you found this cool bottle of water valuable. So it is a fact that you get attached to it. But because it's avidya tanha, you think I am the one who got attached. If I wanted to, I could have not done it. But it's okay. I like it. So I'm getting attached. So you think with this kind of a mentality. And upadana, again, attachment, and then first one is the attachment, then you cling on to it, or you fix onto it. That is upadana. Attachment leads to upadana, but you think not attachment was created, not you don't think that attachment is the reason for upadana, but you think I have the perfect control over it. I am the one who got fixed on it, or clinged onto the this scenario, not the tanha. So you get attached to it, and you have this avidya idea at that place as well. And bhava, so the process or state of being of drinking water, or process of drinking water, that was created by me because I wanted it, because my expectation was to create that kind of a process, not that it was created because of upadan. So the jati, water drinking jati, was created at the end. And now that was a very blissful jati, because the jati which was created actually treated that vexatious vinyana um, which wanted cold water, and you were successful at the end, not because of the expectation, but because all the causes were aligning to give the relevant effect, which is you were able to drink that cold water because there were all the causes aligning with that. So the jati was created at the end, which is cold drink. The jati which was created is um, a self that drinks water, or a person, a drinking water drinking person was created at the end. And a happy water drinking person was created at the end, but not because of expectation, but because of all the causes getting aligned, giving out the effect. Now, at the end, this ends up in Jara Marana. Now, this is where the problem is. Now, let's say you only had few sips of water. There are a lot of shortcomings in this, a lot of a dose for suffering. First one is, when you start with avidya, when you start with expectation, you get this fear that you might not be able to drink. Let's say, let's change the scenario a little bit, and you have somebody at your home, and this person might have drank that bottle of water before you, and you get this mindset all of a sudden, giving value to a cold bottle of water, and you create this vinyan at that time, the cold water drinking mindset, which is vexatious. And the nama rupa that gets embedded or enters your vijnana is something like this. Maybe my brother, my colleague, or somebody might have drank that bottle of water. That creates fear, because now you don't know whether you would be able to experience that blissful sensation. You are in fear now. Now the fear was due to expectation. Now fear can get real if when you open it, if you cannot experience that Vedana, the blissful Vedana, then you would be in trouble. So, soka parideva dukkha domana supayasa. This would start again a whole new Paṭicca Samuppāda. Now, you don't have to know in the Paṭicca Samuppāda level. What you need to know is the theory of feeling behind it. You have, what you need is, you don't need any of these words, you don't need any of these mechanisms, but this is helping for your wisdom to grow. What you need is wisdom. What you need is the ability to differentiate avidya and isolate avidya, so that you can tackle it and you can destroy the avidya without destroying sankhara. Otherwise, you would not know what to destroy, because sankharas are dense and you can feel it, you can see it, you can identify it with your five senses. You would go for sankhara and you would delete sankhara, or you would try to delete vijnana, or you would try to get rid of nama rupa somehow. But you would not be able to understand or identify the avidya which is hiding behind these things. And what you need to eliminate is that avidya which is hiding behind these things. So jati was created at the end, and this jati was a water drinking jati. And let's say now you started this vijnana and everything all because of this avidya started creating this sankhara and creating this vijnana, all because of this physical problem, which is thirst. Now let's say you have you wanted 100 milliliters or 200 milliliters of water to quench this thirst, but because you have an expectation to drink cold water, now since it should be cold, now that needs to fulfill, otherwise there would be a disappointment. What if there was only 50 ml of water in the refrigerator? Again, since you are lacking 150 milliliters of water to treat your bodily problem, or thirst, then again you would be end up in sorrow, lamentation, physical pain, mental discomfort, and despair. Everything would be there, because now what we have to understand in Buddhism, or in this philosophy, or in this reality, what we are trying to understand is a way to eliminate suffering, not anything else. So we are trying to eliminate suffering, and we see avidya. When avidya works with this Paṭicca Samuppāda, that creates a lot of suffering, that creates problems, that creates fear, that creates pain and suffering. So, so that's what we are going to eliminate. And at the end, with Kusana Mula Sankhara, we'll see how when you do the same act with Kusana Mula Paccaya Sankhara Paticca Samuppada, how all these pains are eliminated, and how you can have or maybe you might be able to have it, or maybe you might not be able to have it. Either way, you might have the physical problem, the thirst, yes, but that mental pain which was there when the avidya was there would not be created when the kusala mula sankhara paticca is being created. Now the problem is, now you have this at every place you have avidya. Now there's this saying, or there's this preaching by Supreme Buddha. He says, yan loke satarupam priyarupam ettesa tanha uppajamana uppajati etta nivisamana nivisati. So that is the meaning of that is, when you create when there's this value, or when there's this the goodness, or value, or um, this idea that these things are good or blissful, then what happens is the attachment occurs, or basically when avidya is there, or when the blissfulness is there, because of which was created out of avidya, you basically attaches. That is, attaches on that place at that time. That is the meaning, on that place at that time. So when you get attached to that vedana, or the what you call the cold water touching your mouth, when you get attached to that, tanha was created there, then and there, at that point. So what you have to do is elimination of that avidya and tanha then and there at that point. For that, you have to see the ida paccayata paticca samuppada. You don't have to see all the things, because when you try to see everything, every item of this at the same time, what you almost always see, because when you don't have a very good uh, wise mindset, what happens is you see the cycle of fire, or circle of fire, not the ball of fire. But to isolate the ball of fire, you just have to see this instance, right? So if you are attached to the vedana, if you think that you created this vedana because you wanted it, and if you wanted not to create this vedana, then you'd have done it. So it was in total control of what you expect, or according to it is, you think that it is according to your expectation, then apply Paṭicca Samuppāda here. Go for the reason why the Vedana occurred. Then you would be able to isolate that Vedana is actually a result of touch and not expectation. Whether you don't care, it doesn't care what you expect. If the touch is if your mouth was touched with warm water, you would be experiencing the vedana of warm water, not what you expect. If the bottle of water was filled with some kind of acid, then you would be tasting the you would be feeling the taste of that acid, not what you expect. So Passa has the total control of Vedana and not your expectation. So that is how you see that expectation was not a part of what you achieved, only Passa. So then you would find, you would say, now I was the one who created this Passa. Because I wanted it, I created this Passa. Now then goes for Salayatana. So I was the one who used this my Salayatana, so or eyes and body, and I was the one who directed my body and eyes towards this, for this passa. Not really. Now passa is actually because of Salayatana, not because of what you expect. Because even though you expect, you would not be able to have that passa, because Salayatana divides into two parts, Ajjatika Salayatana and Bahijja Salayatana, or internal Salayatana and external Salayatana. Both have to come together, and that is not because of expectation. That is because of the causes aligning together, or Salayatana being, or the Ayatana, or the helping centers coming together, not because of your expectation. If the helping centers does not come together, if the water bottle and your what do you call, your eyes and your body did not come together due to some reason, maybe there was no bottle of water, maybe because of you are not able to use your eyes, or maybe you are not able to use your body at that time, then expectation cannot fulfill the passa or create the passa. It was the Salayatana. Again, Salayatana was because of Nama Rupa. If the Vijnana did not get that refrigerator as a Nama Rupa, you would not be using, or that Salayatana would not be used in that way. So you have to understand that Nama Rupa is the reason for Salayatana, not your expectation. Your expectation cannot decide what Salayatana is creating. So again, Nama Rupa for Vijnana, this Nama Rupa. So when the Nama Rupa is when you see, when you say that I am the one who created these Nama Rupa in my mind, I was the one who thought in this way. Not really, because you had old data in your system. You started your mind started thinking in that area, in that way. Uh, whether you like it or not, whether you expected it or not, everything that came to your mind, the refrigerator, the water bottle, everything because of past data. And it was coming to your mind, and the Vijnana was filling up with that Nama Rupa. And then the Avidya, with Avidya, you created the Salayatana, with the expectation. You think that the expectation is what was doing that, but actually this Nama Rupa, or the Vijnana, was actually creating this Salayatana. So when we are going for Sankara, again Vijnana was created, this water drinking, cold water drinking mindset was created because you had value for that. When the thirst comes, your mind, because you had value, you had avidya, the sankara which was created at that point was creating a Vijnana which wants water, cold water, not because of your expectation, but because of avidya. So when you see this, avidya vanishes, because you see that you cannot have something according to your expectation. You don't have a control. You see, you don't have a control according to your expectation. When you see that, you get this idea that it is dukkha, because if something is sukha, then you would be able to control it according to expectation. Otherwise, it becomes a dukkha. Now you have to see the dukkha, the fear, the problem when you have the expectation that you want cold water, maybe you won't have it because all the causes, only because all the causes get aligned at the end, you would be able to experience this um, this this blissful sensation. If not, that is the pathway to sorrow and pain. And again, if there was this expectation, you get fear. Now, these were the shortcomings of avidya, and it creates this bhava, which creates a sansaric journey. Now, when you apply and see actually the real reason for each and every step, you see the, instead of ring of fire, you see the ball of fire. When you see the ball of fire, you are seeing the reality. You are seeing that anicca, dukkha, and asara or anatta. Anatta means the essenceless nature of this world. You think that you are able to control this according to your expectation, but in reality, it is a cause and effect thing, or causes give rise to effects. And when you have this delusional idea that you are creating this according to your expectation, when in the instances where you don't get that expected result, you get disappointed, you end up in pain and suffering, and up until that result is fulfilled, you are in fear. So fear and pain and disappointment is the result. So what happens when you do it with kusala mula? Now when you do it with kusala mula, you have this idea. Now you get this thirst. Now thirst is common for everyone. So you get this thirst. And for thirst, what is the solution? Yes, you would be creating a vijnana again. And that would be again a water drinking vijnana. But without avidya. So it is actually cannot be the expectation is irrelevant here. So the expectation is irrelevant here. So what you would be doing is you would be creating the causes that is needed for this thing or for this vedana to happen. So without the expectation, you create the causes. So when you do that, this is anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So I don't know whether there's water in the refrigerator or maybe there's no water in the refrigerator. My expectation of drinking water, which is in the refrigerator, is actually a cause for suffering, not the way to operate. So you operate in the most effective way that do not create suffering. So you go for you get data comes, right? This nama rupa, so this water drinking mindset is there. The nama rupa, you get the refrigerator in your mind and you get the water bottle in your mind. Yes, you get this, but you don't give value to that. A value is added because you are thirsty, not because of avidya, because you want to get rid of suffering. So that is always there in a arihat as well. So arihat doesn't want to stay in a state of suffering. He also wants to get rid of that state of suffering. So in that sense, the kusala mula sankhara vijnana, this Paṭicca Samuppāda starts working. So sankhara was created out of kusala mula with the idea that it is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and asubha. So you don't, when you have a senseless nature, when you have dukkha, suffering nature, when you have the broad understanding that you cannot have that this according to your expectation, you don't give value. The simple one single term is you don't give value. So sankhara was done without value, and the vijnana which was created was without value. So it is not actually a vexatious vinyan. So you want to have water, but without the expectation. Yes, you feel the pain and suffering of thirst. That is there. Even if an arihat was not able to have water, it would be there in his body, the pain and suffering due to thirst. But there was no mental pain, because he knows that you cannot have it according to expectation. Don't give value to something that cannot be you don't have control of. So vijnana was created, the water drinking vijnana. And when it was created, it is a phenomenon that the nama rupa comes to your vijnana, because it happens. So the nama rupa which is coming would be about the refrigerator, about the water bottle, because you have this data from before. So you would be using this ayatana, salayatana, but without the avidya. You're using the salayatana with the broad understanding that it is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and asubha. So you when you do that, you know that it is happening according to a causes and effects. And this leads to phassa, touch. The salayatana was leading to touch and not my expectation, and the vedana which was creating was due to the relevant phassa and not my expectation. And that would not be creating tanha, because you are not giving any value to anything, because if there was value, then attachment would happen. Because there's no value and you are seeing the dhamma, that would create pasado and adimokko, and then water drinking state of being, or a process of water drinking. And at the end, process of water drinking is creating a water drinking person. So that is the jati at the end. So now you drank water. So now we'll go for the other instances, the instances we discussed with avidya Paṭicca Samuppāda. So you have this friend, a colleague, or a family member who might have drank that bottle of water. when you work with kusala mula, because you don't have any value for that, you don't get that fear. Because yes, if the causes did not align, I would have to die because of thirst. That is how the world is. That is how essenceless the world is. It doesn't say that you would not try. That is the whole point. This kusala mula pachaya sankara would work, and it would work in a way that solves the problem. It doesn't say that arihats are incapable of doing things. Arihats would use this method, this Paṭicca Samuppāda, to solve this physical pain and problems. So even if there was no water when the fridge was open, or the refrigerator was open, you would not get upset, because you know that it is a cause and effect theory, because you did not start with expectation. You did not wish that there was a um, bottle of water. Yes, you based on all data, you decided that maybe there was a bottle of water, but you did not get attached. You did not give value to that. So when something of no value was taken away, you don't feel pain and suffering. So if you wanted 200 milliliters of water, it only had 50 milliliters. You'd not develop a mental pain because of that. Yes, the pain due to the thirst, because you have 150 milliliters lacking to quench your thirst, that would be there. But the mental pain would not be there, because you saw it as a cause and effect thing, or the causes are the things that lead to effects and not my expectation, and you eliminate the expectation. So then that pain would not be there. So again, when when there was something else in the bottle, let's say there was, instead of water, there was some foul, uh, or a acid or something. Now when you drank it, yes, it can happen even to an arihat. He does not know, if he does not have these supernormal abilities, he would not be able to know even that. If he did not recall, he would not know that this is a bottle of acid, or something else. He would use it thinking that it is water, and it would burn the mouth. Yes, the pain would be created, the physical pain would be felt, but the mental pain, I would not have done it. I would have not thought of this method. I would not have. I wish I would have refrained from drinking this bottle. I wish I would have smelt it before drinking. These kinds of thoughts of disappointment, thoughts of sorrow would not be created, because he does not give value to that. He did not give value to that bottle of water, and he has this understanding that this is a reason for causes and effects. My because he does not have any expectation for that vedana or pasa or salayatana. He is not recreated at the level of salayatana. Why I use this my six organs as helping points to drink an acid? Why I did that? That would not be there in when you are using the kusala mula. Why did I use this touch? Because you know that you don't have any control. You don't have any control because of expectation. Not control, but you don't have a role with expectation to play in this scenario. So because of that, you don't find disappointed at that point, even when the things go wrong. So you see now, when you have these two Paṭicca Samuppadas, one, when you use this the Paṭicca Samuppada at the left side, or avidya Paṭicca Samuppada, you would be creating a lot of pain and suffering that you cannot get through. But when you use the kusala mula pachaya Paṭicca, you would be losing, or you would be having zero mental pain due to that, because you don't have this avidya playing a role. in that kusala mula paticca samuppada. So this is how the world, this is how an Arya would turn from avidya paticca samuppada to kusala mula paticca samuppada when he is practicing the pathway. So the most important, most easy way is try to apply it at the point when where tanha occurs or attachment occurs. You know when the attachment occurred. When you let's say you are dancing, so you are attaching to sankara. So you have to understand this sankara is actually a result of causes and effects, not that I was able to dance like this before I did not learn it. It was a combination of causes. My expectation is not one of them. So now you have to separate the very important part, which is effort and expectation. So in that case also, it was said that effort, and because of my effort and expectation, I was able to do this. Not because of expectation, but because of effort. Effort was there. Effort was sankar, not expectation. Expectation cannot do it. Now, if I tell you to lift your arm, expecting that it would not lift. So now you have to put effort. Otherwise, all the causes would not align. Effort is one of the causes that creates the effect. But expectation is not one of the causes which creates the effect. I say, I tell you that lift your arm with the expectation that it would not lift. But if all the causes are aligning, you are lifting your arm anyway. Now you are expecting and you are not, if you do not put effort, then it would not work anyway, because if all the causes did not align, the effect is not happening. It is not created. So you create the effort, you create all the causes, or you think that you created, but actually now that is why you have to apply it when the avidya occurs. Now if effort is applied, when effort is applied, the arm is lifted, but your expectation was otherwise. You wanted it not to lift. But if you cut your nerve that goes to your arm, and then however much effort you try to put, even the effort would not work, because one of the causes that leads to the effort also gone. Now, since all the causes are not aligning, the hand would not be lifted, even though your expectation is to lift your hand. So expectation is not one of the causes that was there for you to drink water. Yes, effort was there. Even an Arihat would not be able to drink water from a refrigerator without putting effort. He would have to stand up. He would have to go to this refrigerator. He would have to open the refrigerator, take the bottle out, and do the act of drinking. Without that, there would not be any thing happening. Without effort. Effort is related to sankara. There is effort to think, effort to talk, and effort to act. Everything should align. Otherwise, the effort to think would create the vijnana. Then again, effort to effort and using this salayatana for passa. Now this is that's why I told you this is a different kind of a format when you are understanding this Paṭicca Samuppāda. Now what we discussed earlier was actually a technical Paṭicca Samuppāda. This is actually a practical Paṭicca Samuppāda which you can apply in everyday life. So you see, you are not going to apply it in the moment, but you apply it to the whole scenario, like drinking water. Now if you want to apply this Paṭicca Samuppāda to again something else, maybe having dinner, apply it to the whole set thing, or maybe 30-40 minutes of activity. When you apply it to that, you can, when you are applying this Paṭicca Samuppāda to that kind of a long scenario, use this Paṭicca Samuppāda and try to get rid of avidya. And you have to find that where you got attached, sankhara or vijnana or whatever the place where you found that you are controlling it, this according to your expectation. I was the one who was controlling, and this mindset should go away when you see the reality, and it would again start a kusala mula paccaya sankhara paticca samuppada. So this is what I wanted to explain when it comes to Udayavaya wisdom. Udaya means the creation of this avidya paticca samuppada. Vaya is the elimination of this paticca samuppada. Or when the causes are not aligning, the effect would not be there. When you do not create avidya, the sankhara which was created in the shape of avidya would not be there. Vijnana which is created in the shape of avidya would not be there. Namarupa which is created in the shape of avidya would not be there. Salayatana which was created in the shape of avidya would not be there. Phassa which was created in the shape of avidya, Vedana which was created in the shape of avidya, Tanha, Upadana, Bhava which was created with the shape of avidya, and avidya jati or avidyatis which were created out of avidya would not be created, and it would start to this component would start to get reduced, or the power and the intensity or the frequency of these items getting created would start to decrease when you start practicing Arya Paticca Samuppada, and the Kusala Mula Sankara would start to increase. Kusala Mula Vijnana or the Vijja Vijnana, Vijja Namarupa, Vijja Salayatana, Vijja Spasha, Vijja Vedana, Vijja or Vijja Bhava and Jati would be created, and that have this that those components have this ultimate understanding where anicca, dukkha, and anatta is there. So they are embedded in every part of this Paticca Samuppada. So when you are using the salayatana for spasa, you know that salayatana is is the actually cause for spasa and not something else. You know, Vedana, passa is the reason for Vedana and not something else. You know, this anicca, dukkha, anatta, and asubha is what creating the sankhara, and out of anicca, dukkha, anatta, and asubha, you are this vijnana created out of sankhara, and the namarupa is according to the vijnana. To tell you that in more detail, vijnana, if you did not create a cold water drinking vijnana at the avidya paticca samuppada, then refrigerator would not come to your mind. Let's say you created warm water drinking vijnana. For some reason, you liked warm water. Your avidya was at there, and this, out of sankhara, what was created was a warm water drinking vijnana. So the namarupa would be according. So you would the namarupa which were coming to your mind would be like a kettle, or whatever the hot water bottle, and something like that would come to your mind. Refrigerator is not something that would come to your mind. If the vijnana was accordingly, then the namarupa would be corresponding namarupa would be according to that, not because of your expectation that came to your mind. Now that is what you need to understand. Now this is a bit deep concept, but this is very important to know. Then only you would be able to understand that you cannot have anything according to your expectation, or you cannot you don't have any possessive power when it comes to myself. So to tell you more about it, our bodies, our mind is actually, our body and mind is actually created of Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Patavi, Akasa, and Vijnana. 6 items. So this creates our mindset. So let's take a bicycle, right? So we have understood this thing. So this is a bicycle. When you see a bicycle and when you want to isolate the bicycle, what you do is you remove each and every part and see where the bicycle is. But you cannot find a bicycle. You find wheels, you find cogwheels, you find pedals, you find the frame, brake pedals, and everything is there, but no bicycle. But when everything is reassembled together, the bicycle comes to life. Just like that, you find Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Patavi, Akasa, and Vijnana. Now, can you say Apo, me? Can you say Tejo, myself? Vayo, again, you cannot say it as myself. Patavi, Akasa, and Vijnana. Now, this is the point where you get tricked. Yes, you would accept that these are not myself. Sometimes you can get deceived by those also. So we'll go and divide that and see. Apo. So there's water. So Apo is water, Tejo is fire or heat, Vayo is air, Patavi is the solid nature. So there's these solid organs, Kesa, Loma, Naka, Danta, Chacho, and the list goes on. So hair, there's this body hair, and there's nails, skin, teeth, heart, lung, then there's the liver, spleen, pancreas, then there's this bladder, the mesentery, then there's this long intestine, small intestine, and the stomach, and everything is there. So these are solid items. These solid items came from the environment. Our mother ate solid items or food from the which are coming from the environment, animal matter or food, the plant-based matter, and it was what created the embryo or the small child or the infant newborn was born, and this newborn also was taking food which was coming from the outside. So the patavi which was in the outside world created this patavi in our body. And after we die, those patavi would be joining with the patavi of the environment. So how can we say that it is me or myself? Cannot say patavi is myself. Again, apo is water, watery elements. There's urine, there is the tears, sweat, blood, there's pus and everything. So these also is coming from the outside world, just like Patavi. So again, cannot say it as myself. Tejo. So Tejo is created in your body, and that Tejo or heat energy enters the environment, and heat energy from the environment enters your body. There's no such difference as it's myself. So you cannot identify it as myself. Vayo. Again, there's Vayo, components of Vayo in your body, and there's no difference with the Vayo element in the outside external world. The same style applies. So Akasa. Akasa is actually the openings, the spaces in our body, the spaces in our nasal cavity, lungs, and there are spaces in our large intestine, small intestine, and everything. And there are various spaces in our body in various places. There are no difference between those spaces and space in the external world. So Vijnana, now Vijnana is actually the consciousness. So how does the consciousness comes? Because of Vedana. What you feel as consciousness is blissful Vedana, then suffering Vedana, and neutral Vedana. Those are experienced as consciousness. So if you don't get blissful Vedana or a suffering Vedana or a neutral Vedana, there's no consciousness. So actually what Vijnana is Vedana of these three. What is blissful Vedana is actually, what is blissful Vedana? Blissful touch gives blissful Vedana. Suffering touch is the reason for suffering Vedana. Neutral touch is the reason for neutral Vedana. Now we go for a very important point here. Now, you see, there's no you cannot have any control over anything here with expectation, because blissful touch is what creates blissful Vedana and which creates the consciousness. Suffering touch is which creates the suffering Vedana and is the reason for consciousness. Neutral touch is the reason for neutral Vedana and which creates the consciousness that you are feeling a neutral Vedana. You have the consciousness that you are feeling a blissful Vedana. You have this consciousness that you are feeling a suffering Vedana. So is Vedana, can you call it myself, or is it actually a cause and effect thing or activity happening? It's only because of touch that creates Vedana and that creates consciousness. So you cannot say that it's myself, because touch, you see, eyes meet images, ears meet sounds. Then there's this nose, tongue, and body, and also mind, right? So these meet the relevant external organ, and this is due to vipaka. So you see, this completes the cycle that expectation does not play any role here. So what is called as me? When all of these things act together, just like when all of these things act together, we called it a bicycle, we called this myself. There's no difference. It's the same principle. So you call this myself, but when you divide it, you see there's nothing to call myself here. But you call it that, there's no problem in that, because you have to, you don't stop calling bicycle, right? You still call the bicycle, even though if you know this, even though if you understand this theory that actually there's nothing called bicycle. It is actually a deception or a mirage that is created when things come together. You'd still call it a bicycle when somebody asks. Likewise, you would call this myself, but you would know that there's no special thing, and it is actually all of these things coming together in different ways, creating this delusional mindset, which creates a thing called myself. And now you know why myself is a problem. And now what you need to know is there's another thing. Mine is a problem. Why mine is a problem? So another example, you cannot have a myself again, something like the bicycle. You have my arms, my legs, my eyes, my tongue, my body, my mind. Where's the me? Or where's the myself? See, you cannot isolate that. But you have lot of things that belongs to you, but you cannot find the exact point where myself is. You have my arms, my ears, my tongue, my body, my mind. Mind is also my, not me. So there's a problem when you take these things. Now, the first thing is you create something called myself in your mind, and you call and you apply this everything around you. My property, my house, my vehicle, my land, my spouse, my children. And in reality, myself is a delusional concept. But you call it, but you have to know with wisdom. You use that term, then you don't have to drop that term that there's no myself. Now that is not what we are explaining, but what we are explaining is this idea that there's somebody who can have control over with your expectation, or someone who can have this someone who can possess this body and mind, who is inside, who is valuable, who is never changing, who is impermanent, who is permanent, and um, who is a very valuable thing, is not there. This is actually a action of these 6 items in different ways, mechanically as well as in mental ways. The Vijnana acts in a mental mechanism, other things act in a physical mechanism, creating this puppet. So that is myself. So when you call mind, that makes it your responsibility. So when something is your responsibility, you have expectations. Now, when you create something mind, that is because it is valuable. So when something is mine, it is because of avidya. You call your land, your vehicle, this is my vehicle. Yes, you can call it in the sake of calling. You can just call it is mine. Just the Arihats also would call that it is his ball, it is his robe. That is not the problem. You don't have to exceed the limits of normality or normal uh, language or normal communication. You just can use it in the same principle. But the feeling inside that it is actually something that you can control according to your expectation, that can be that is good, valuable, and that is essential and blissful. These ideas should go away. When these ideas go away, you would not want to obtain it to yourself and bear the responsibility. Because let's say you buy a dog. Now this dog is mine. You call it my dog. And this dog is a very vicious and a very angry, very ferocious looking dog, and somehow it has got out of your house, and someone, a person, a bystander, or a passenger, or a pedestrian is being bitten by this dog. Now, whose problem is this? Your problem. Why? Because it's your dog. What if it was the other person's dog or a stray dog? Then it does not become your problem. Now, can you control your dog according to your expectation? Your expectation is to have that dog controlled without any problems, no barking, no pooping at the garden and everything. But does it work that way? No, because you cannot have it according to expectation. Now, when you say more things are yours, with the avidya, with the intention of, with the intention of, with the intention of, with the avidya, with the intention of, with the avidya, with the avidya, with the intention of, 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 with the avidya, that it would work according to expectation, and they are blissful and they are important and they are valuable, then the problem occurs, because they are actually the opposite of it. They are anicca, dukkha, anatta, and asubha. When you have something anicca, dukkha, and anicca, dukkha, anatta, and asubha as nicca, sukha, atta, and subha, you have already created the causes of suffering. Now you are in fear that this dog would bite somebody someday. Now you are in real pain and suffering when this dog goes and bites the other person, some stranger. Now it becomes your problem, and you are suffering a lot mentally. These are all mental sufferings. Now this is the basis why it is not suitable to take it as mine in this sense. So when you don't do that, you don't have the responsibility of it, because you cannot have a responsibility of something you don't have control over, because this world works in a different way, but your avidya works in total different and the opposite way. Your avidya tries to somehow take the control over these things with the expectation that you would be able to do that, but you cannot. So mine is a problem. So that is why you have to see that is why it is said that dukkham bhayattena. So you have to see dukkha nature with the idea of fear. You have to fear these things to take them as yours, because you don't have any control over these things out of expectation. You don't have any and you would be suffering when the things go wrong. Up until the things are okay, you'd be okay, and you feel fine. But that is not because your expectation worked. That is because causes were aligning that way. So that is why an Arihat would not even call his body, his arm, his eyes. Yes, he would call in the sake of calling. You have to call that this is my body. Yes, but it is just for identifying purposes. Not that avidya does not work there. Because of that, when somebody comes and tries to harm his body, since he does not take it as mine, he does not have the responsibility of it. Now, this might be a very deep part that we are going through right now. Now, he does not have the responsibility of what he wants for this, because he does not care. He knows that you cannot do anything according to expectation, even about your body. When the vipaka comes, you have to accept. You do not struggle with it. Vipako kamma vipaka vattanti vipako kamma sambhava. So this is how the world works. When the vipaka comes, you don't do new karma. New sankhara are not created out of avidya, of course. Because when you do that, that sankhara would be creating new karmic energy, which would create new bhava, and this cycle would continue. And he would accept what is coming to him. If somebody is trying to kill him, since he does not like the physical pain, he would try to. Now, if we go through the life of Moggallana Thero, first instance, second instance, he tried to escape, because nobody likes physical pain. Physical pain is painful. So, but in the third time, he knew that this is inevitable. So he accepted it. Would we accept it with avidya? Never. We would do all the things that are possible. We would at least hide. We would at least jump and run away, try to escape, do whatever things possible. If we had this, what do you call this, supernormal abilities, we would definitely escape, try to escape. But the thing is, when the karma comes, you don't, since you don't have any you cannot control according to your expectation, you have no choice. The pain would be physical pain. You would anyway have to feel that physical pain. I am talking, uh, as the, or as the as Supreme Moggallana Thero at that point. So you would be able to, you would anyway feel the physical pain. But when it comes to mental pain, that is extra burden that you are going through, because you don't have anything. You have any control according to your expectation. Your expectation is to go away, but at that point, your supernormal abilities does not work. They just vanish, or they just get blocked at that point, because the karmic energy is doing that, because this is a cause, and causes has to align and creating the effect, and now he cannot use those. But in the instance of Moggallana Thero, he did not. But I am telling, if the person was someone who has not attained Nibbana and having supernormal abilities, again these abilities would be blocked by karmic energy. He would not be able to do anything. He would scream and he would do all sorts of things, and still the result would be the same, but there would be more mental pain in addition to the normal physical pain. So that's why this understanding, when it goes to the extreme levels, it is unbelievable how these minds work. So mine is a problem, myself is a problem. That is why it says it is not suitable to take it as me, mine, and myself. So the third one. Now there's this idea that there's a constant me, something that is there throughout this lifetime, and which goes from this life to other life. But I think we don't have to go much into much detail in that area, because we have discussed that how this oil lamp works, how the things are created then and there, due to causes. These flames are created just like that. This body is created, and it is eliminated, leaving room for the next effect or the product to be created out of causes. That's why we are able to move, walk, and this world is live only because of Viparinama Lakkana. If there was no Viparinama Lakkana, I'll give you an example here. So in the refrigerator, we have this special box with small counters, which we use to create ice cubes. So when we put water into that, and when you put it in the upper part of the refrigerator, it becomes ice. And if you want to make a second set of ice, then you have to remove the ice, cubes of ice, which is already created in the refrigerator. Otherwise, there's no room for the next set of ice to be created, or you cannot put water, because there's already ice in the slots that are being used to create this ice. So just like that, if something was not deleted, then you would not be able to create a new thing. So an opened mouth would not be able to be closed if there was no deletion of the opened mouth, or the product, that product. You'd not be able to walk, waterfalls would not be able to fall downwards, everything would be still. So when you understand, I think you remember our discussion. It was a while ago. That's why I try to recap quickly through that, and you understand that there's no permanent self, something called me in our mind, or a soul. A soul is a myth. There's nothing called a soul but a cause and effect theory that is linked from one to another, and which creates a series of minds from one to another, which is always held by the last one. Last mind, last mind is helping or becomes a cause for the next mind, but it is not the same thing. Mindsets, when you are angry, it's an angry mind. Angry mind has to die so that you become a metta mind or a greedy mind. So when this process happens in a very high speed, you just recognize it as a one single thing, but it is actually a whole new set of causes creating a whole new effect or a product. So that is the three important things that you need to remember. The last thing is a new Paṭicca Samuppāda. So this is again the normal Paṭicca Samuppāda. We know Udayavaya Ñāna, the Sankara, sorry about that. So this is the Paṭicca Samuppāda, right? So before this Paṭicca Samuppāda, before avidya, we went for avyakruta Paṭicca Samuppāda, which is chakunta when the eye meet the image, it creates a chakku viññāna, again viññāna, again nama, then the chattayatana, or the sixth, I'll go for English word, sixth organ or the mind. Then again passa, this is not sampassa, this is the original passa, and this is vedana, and you have the seeing state of being, or seeing bhava, and seeing jati is created. And see now this, if you have the avidya for what you see, when you create the seeing jati, let's say you are seeing a motor car, a sports car. So you have this avidya for sports cars, then again this will be creating a viññāna, sports car liking viññāna, or the vexatious viññāna to see a sports car, and the nama rupa which would be generating or generated in that viññāna would be about sports cars, maybe about Porsche, maybe about Mercedes. Anything can come into your mind, and you would be using this salayatana accordingly to get the delusional passa, which is just, this was just a normal touch, but this is avidya passa, which is what you are doing with expectation, with the intention of achieving it, with the idea that you have the control over these items. And what you would be experiencing would be, this would be the normal vedana, or a vedana, or a touch, or a feeling of an image, but this is something else. This is a blissful vedana which was created, which is of course If it is a blissful Vedana, Tanha, you cannot get rid of that part. Tanha is a fact. It would come. So I went here. So because now this Vedana, this eye and image, the collision of eyes and image is actually due to Vipaka. So when this Vipaka is created, so this is Vipaka, this becomes Vipaka, Vipaka, Passa and Vedana, everything up until Vedana, and up until this becomes Vipaka. So there's this other Paṭicca Samuppāda. It is like this. So avijja, sankhara, tanha, upadana, and bhava. These are the vipaka. These are created before this moment. We can say preferably before this lifetime. And which was created because of this is nama rupa salayatana passa vedana, and this vedana is what is created because of this. For example, so if you have human avidya, you do human sankhara and you do human tanha, or tanha to humanly things, upadan to humanly things, and you create a karmic bhava or a karma bhava of a human, or human energy, or energy to become a human, which is deposited at the karma bhava, which would be creating this. At the death, you would become a human, and the nama rupa, the human mind, here nama rupa means mind is nama, rupa means the body, or human body and a human mind is created. And human salayatana, human eyes, human ears, human nose, human tongue, human body, and human mind. 6 ayatanas. And the human touch would be what you would be receiving, and the human vedana would be the result. So here, eyes, images, and up until this vedana, right? So nama rupa, salayatana, passa vedana. Everything is due to vipaka. Vipaka, which was created at the last life. So you see there's no way to control this according to expectation, but this is a cause and effect, a set of causes and effects that are creating this delusion and nothing else. Now you have to understand that it is the case. So if you, based on this, if you create new avidya, sankhara, tanha, upadana, bhava, it can be deva bhava, brahma bhava, it can be state of being of a dog, it can be state of being of a cat, can be a state of being of a preta or a hellish animal, or whatever it is. You would be creating causes for nam rupa salayatana passa vedana. If it is a hellish animal, you would be experiencing hellish pain as Vedana, and you would be receiving hellish touch using hellish salayatana of a hellish being, and you would be getting hellish nama rupa, or hellish mind and a hellish body, or a hellish or body of a hellish being and a mind of a hellish being. So that is why this is very upsetting, and this is very disturbing, and you need to exit this cycle as soon as possible. Because when you don't know this, you do all the things that are needed to save what is valuable. But for what? They end up in destruction. They end up in viparinama. You cannot control them according to what you expect. You are always in that delusional idea that you can do it, but you are struggling all the time. And this process is suffering. And why would you do such a process? Go through such a process? So that is it for today. And I go through the questions which was posted with that case, because I still could not tell those the questions to you. So the question is that now after that case, after that water drinking case, there are a few questions. Which of the following two objects should be accurately incited with the wisdom of anicca? Nicca sanya, about existence, being self, or nicca sanya, about 6 kinds of rupa distorted by my attachment, avidya patisamppada. That is another hypothesis. I think this is I think you are clear with what you have to do with the explanation we did. If so, please have a note that in the text or the text box, so we can know. And if there are any questions other than that, you can also put that into the chat box, so we can discuss and end this this deep part of anicca. You have to be crystal clear about this part, because this is one of the most important things that we discuss during this discussion series. So have no doubts about anything which was discussed today.
Thank you very much, Thero, for that very important explanation. As you may be checking through any other questions, we'll again invite the audience to post any questions if any areas were not clear. As Thero said, it's a bit of a deep one, and also I think having to do this in English is not an easy task by any means. So thank you very much for taking that level of effort to help all of us. Thero, there may be a question coming through.
Yes, point 1. Each component in Paṭicca Samuppāda should be understood in a set of consisting of 2 terms, like Viññāna plus Namarupa, Namarupa plus Sayata. Yes. Now, I don't know what you are saying seems to be correct, but I'll explain on what I explained. So you
Thero,
have to
there's
see
point
the
2 and 3 coming in. Do you want to have a look at that before you attempt it? That might clarify the...
Yeah, okay. Man acts in avidya, sticks to his wrong view or ditti, which his expectation based on that is my view can make him what he wants. So avidya is an ignorant mindset that ignores the cause and effect process. Yes, the way of understanding Namrupa is that we always label, put a tag with a certain name on the Arambana which we attach. Now Namarupa is not a bad thing. Namarupa, even in the Kusala Mula Paṭicca, there was the Namarupa. Namarupa has different meanings. So what you need to understand with Namarupa is, so you can say the name as Nama and the physical or mental object. So physical in the sense Rupa is physical. Sabda Rupa is not physical, but it has a Rupa. It has a pattern. It has a image or a sound image pattern. So then there's this Gandha Rupa, Rasa Rupa, and Pottabha Rupa. Those also have a specific pattern in them. The bitter taste is one pattern, sweet taste is something else. So for sweet taste, you call sweet, and that is Nama, and the rupa of that is the pattern. So nama rupa applies to everywhere. So this is one kind of explanation. So it does not apply to all the explanations in the Tripitaka or all the explanations we have done before. So in the past we have discussed that nama rupa is aligning or something created, or what do you call when you use the nama rupa, according to the viññāna, you fold and create that salayatana or the organ system in such a way that you can feel that blissful sensation from that viññāna. That is one explanation of nama rupa. This is another explanation of nama rupa. Again, there's another explanation of nama rupa as nama is the vedana, sanya, sankara, viññāna, and rupa is the rupa part of it. So 5 aggregates are divided as rupa and vedana, sanya, sankara, viññāna as nama. So there are different explanations of nama rupa in different parts of this Pali Canon. So you cannot understand if you don't have a good in what you put together. So nama rupa is not a problem. The problem is nama rupa comes in this explanation that we have today. No, nama rupa was explained in the context that nama is the name and rupa is the pattern that it accompanies. So when you have that mindset,